So where do I find out about these free APIs, you ask? Okay, well, probably the best way to find out about them is to do what you do in a lot of instances, which is search on Google. So if I go to Google and I search for free APIs, say as my keywords, then actually quite a bit of stuff comes up. So you can see I have a whole bunch of stuff here. Public APIs, a collective list of free APIs, top 27 best free public APIs for developers in 2021. So let's see what that's all about. So if you go there, let's see what kinds of things are available for us. And you'd be surprised at what kind of stuff pops up. Open Weather, Google Translate, that's kind of interesting. Uh, Yahoo Finance, API Football, COVID-19 data, movie database, IMDb. So these are all kind of familiar names. So as I was telling you before, a lot of the big companies, the big names that you hear about, they make API data available. So there's lots of stuff you can do with that. Let's see what else was there. So let's go back. Okay, API list, a public list of free APIs for programmers. Okay, let's see what's there. Car registration API, Lord of the Rings API, OMDB, I'm not even sure what that is, API meme, Zestful Data, CatFacts, CoinMarketCap, IBM Watson, text to speech. So it looks like all sorts of interesting things are there. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. So if you know precisely what you need, like if you wanna get some weather data, you might want to just search on weather APIs. But if you're just trying to check out, okay, what kind of stuff is available, just search free public APIs, like I did. Okay, now if you find an API that you like and that you think you might want to investigate further, then that's where the fun begins. So let's pick a easy one. Let's say I want to get CatFacts. So let's go to this one right here. Okay, so this is where the exploration begins. So there's no standard way to do this because every API gives you information in a different way. So it's not just one size fits all. So you got to do some reading and research. So CatFacts. So what I might want to do here is I might want to go to the API docs. I always look for the docs, the documentation. So it looks like I get here, CatFacts, daily CatFacts. Okay, so it looks like got the features, support CatFacts, getting started. Okay, so API documentation. So you're looking for, always be on the lookout for documentation. That's what you're looking for. I see there's a section here, API documentation. Okay, so let's go to that. Start developing. Let's see what they tell us there. So it gives us a base URL for all endpoints. Remember, the endpoint is the access point. And an access point looks like a web address. Okay, when you look at that, that looks like a web address that you would type in your browser. But the difference is, instead of getting back a nice web page that formats up and you can read it directly on your browser, you get just some raw data back. So it gives us some endpoints. So that's the base URL. And then the endpoint, that's like an extra directory or extra slash. You usually stick that on the end of the base URL. And then that's how you get your data back. Okay, so if I wanted to try it out, now here's the easy way to try it out. If you want to try it out just to see what kind of data you get back, so let's open up a new tab. Okay, so let's copy the base URL. Oops. Let's copy the base URL. Okay, let's copy that. And oftentimes there's a little extra stuff you have to add on near the end, depending on what kind of data you want to get. So let's say I want to do facts. So it looks like slash facts is what I want to add on. Okay, so if I just put that web address in my browser and then put slash facts, let's just hit the endpoint and let's see what we get back. Okay, so you see what we get back here. It's not a web page, so it's not going to be a site where it's going to give you like a nicely formatted web pages you can read in your browser. It's raw data, but you can see what the raw data is here. Okay, all of this is what you get back. If you hit the endpoint, you're going to get back this data, and it's up to your application to be able to take that data and to deconstruct it. Okay, at first it looks kind of like just gibberish. It looks like just kind of a bunch of stuff smushed together. But if you dig a little deeper, you kind of look, you can kind of start to see, some stuff. So I kind of like see here. Okay, here's something interesting. Okay, like this right here. So that looks like a fact. Uh, Wikipedia has a recording of a cat meowing. Okay, so it looks like if you dig deep enough, there's some interesting stuff there. Okay, it's just a matter of setting up your application so that when you get the data back, your application can dig down deep enough and get the data it wants. Oftentimes, you're going to get a lot of extra stuff along with what you want. Like if you're looking for just a basic cat fact, it's not going to just send you the cat fact. It's going to send you a bunch of other data, some of which may or may not be useful depending on what you want to do with it. Okay, and so your challenge is, okay, once I've found an API that I want to work with and I know what the endpoint is, so what the address is, like the web address is, where I hit it and I get the access point, I get the data from the database. Once you know that, that's half the battle, but you're not done yet, because now you gotta, once you get the data back, now you gotta figure out how to get your application to process that data and to extract something useful out of it that you can put into your site. Okay, but that's some basic stuff about where to find some APIs.